Alright, welcome to the speed build and, of course, a review and thoughts after on the Grand Piano LEGO Idea Set. This is actually one of my absolute favorite LEGO Idea Sets, or LEGO sets in general. I genuinely just love this set. It looks good, it functions well, it's inspiring, it's everything that I want and need in a LEGO set, and I am very, very much looking forward to rebuilding this for the first time since I originally built it when it came out. And yeah, I definitely have a few thoughts on this. I will be doing the special thing with the keys that the designer themselves actually recommended beyond the LEGO designers in order to make the keys even instead of a little bit sort of offset. And yeah, so with that, I hope you're looking forward to the speed build and then my thoughts slash review, so do click the buttons down below. I am sure you know how they work by now, and with that, let's get to it. And a snap to disassembly as per usual. And this is one of the biggest sets that I have done, and for sure it is the biggest LEGO Ideas set, so this is gonna take a bit of room, but I will be doing it, and I'm looking forward to it regardless of that. So let's get to it. Here we go. And just to quickly show all of the pieces sorted out, and of course the extra pieces to the side, and I'll have to move a few of these pieces, so I'll get to that, and then let's get to the build. Here we go. and it is done. So, as you can see, things are a bit disassembled right now, and that is very much on purpose because this is very much an intended thing with this set. This disassembly right here is intended, and I love that just on its own. This is a piano. Regardless of it not being the exact amount of keys that a piano normally needs, obviously this is only 25. A normal piano has a lot more than that. But the point is that this literally functions and is the overall essence of a piano more so than any other toy piano thing that I have ever played with, and that is so cool, just on its own. So, let's go ahead and quickly reassemble this, and to start, we gotta get all these keys and flop them in there. So, there's these nice little guide rails, of course, in the piano as well. I'm sure you can maybe see them in there, those little weird pieces there. Those are the guide rails. So that the keys can just slide right in, no problem. With ease, I might add. That is super easy. Considering how complex this mechanism is, that is very, very easy. And of course, you can just take it out. And that is literally the function of a piano. You are meant to be able to take out the keys in order to tune and, you know, mess with and fix the piano as much as you need. And that is a real feature of real pianos. And it is basically the exact same as the way that you would do that with a real piano, which makes it honestly even cooler. So, yeah. Before we get to the other things that I need to put in, I quickly need to take this out again. In order to really fast show you. So, in the original build, the little Technic arm back here orients to a very specific location, and you might not even be able to see it, and I'm probably gonna have to get more light in there, but essentially this little Technic pin right there that is in that black thing that I'm revealing by lifting this up, that little pin there, that is a unique piece, and because that is there, it actually forces all the pieces to be pushed up on the actual keyboard itself and be even, like it is when it's just sitting on the ground. Like you can see all these pieces are very even, and normally when you don't have that piece with that pin in there and just have that normal orange piece, and I'll show a picture of that, it doesn't work properly and it'll leave the keys sort of misaligned. And by misaligned, I just kind of mean like some of them will be a little slightly up and down, sort of like some of them are being pressed. Regardless, that is actually a thing that the designer of this original set, this original Legos idea set, put in there. And I think that is just one of the coolest things on its own. But yeah. So let's go ahead and reassemble this bad boy and get it back into its thing, and I'll speed build through this. This is probably the hardest piece to put back. Even though it is intended to be taken out, it's a little bit finicky, but yeah. With that, here we go. And it is reassembled. So, this is just so amazing. There is so many different little things that you can do with this set that is just insane. So, to start, obviously, you got the normal piano. Lifting this up, you can also get rid of this and fully close the piano to have it fully sealed, like I just have. So everything is neatly tucked away, as it were, unusable. And then you can also just put this part up like you can with a normal piano, and then raise this up in order to, of course, put the lovely, lovely little printed, well, I wouldn't say little, I guess big printed note piece for play day. Very awesome. And then, of course, you can lift up the lid to reveal the keys themselves, and you can actually press every single one of these keys down and have it do exactly what a piano would. And if you actually open up the lovely thing, you get all of these little black things that move with the keys, just like a normal piano would. And when you hit that little pedal, it brings up every single one of these black little noise snuffers or whatever. I love it. I think that is so real, and just everything about this set is already mind-boggling to me. And then they went ahead and said, what if we made this piano quote-unquote playable on top of all of this insane stuff that you're seeing right now? So just with this stuff that I have just shown you, this is a beautiful, excellent, perfect Lego set. All right, without even the power functions. All right, without the power functions, this is the best Lego set I have ever done, and that I have ever reviewed. And words don't even really grasp how complex this is and how amazing this is. And I just love every single part of this set. And then they went ahead and made it even better by putting an actual way for me to literally go and use my phone to connect to this set so that I can play it. So we're just gonna go ahead and do that real quick because I can, and I want to show you guys how really cool this is. We're gonna go ahead. So all you have to do is hit that little green button on the power thing there, and of course you have to have the Power Functions app. You click on the piano, load up that, click the button, make sure it's connected, it'll do a little thing, and then of course we can just play things. So let's play the Fiordalise. Of course, if I actually turn up the volume on my phone, we can hear it. And that is all I'm gonna play because I don't wanna get copyright strike for that. But essentially, every time you hit any of the keys, it will make a noise. Essentially, all that's happening is that little lever down here is lifting up in order to go across the motion sensor, and that motion sensor is essentially telling the phone to play a note. So it doesn't matter which key you actually hit, it'll just play the note. But regardless, I think that's so cool. I think that is just a beautiful thing of its own. And of course, this thing is big enough where you can just set your phone there and have it be the notes. And of course, you can prop it up a little higher so you can actually fit your phone in there and put this down, and bam, you have. And not only can you play it yourself, but of course you can listen. So make it play itself, and I'm going to turn down the volume all the way on my phone and just hit a random one because it doesn't actually matter which one you play. You just have to actually play it and hit play, and it'll start, of course, moving the keys on its own. And you can probably hear that. It doesn't exactly, it's not exactly quiet. I'll let it play a couple of notes on the phone just so you can kind of hear it. Yeah, so just beautiful. I don't even know how to put words into this. And of course, you got the adjustable bench. I haven't even said anything about that. That's just a side build that doesn't even mean anything, but it's still this super cool thing where you can adjust the size, the height of the bench, and that's exactly what these things really had. It's very, very amazing. Oh. And on top of that, no stickers. I just got to put that in at the end because, yeah, this is a printed piece, and so is the Lego piece on the front here. I think you can maybe see it there, just barely. That piece is also printed. Yeah. And the last thing that I have to mention, because it is technically a nitpick, but not the biggest of nitpicks, and I'm gonna put it on its side here so I can tell you what I'm talking about. Essentially, these little pieces right here, I'm gonna just take one out. I am very annoyed. I replaced them with black, but these little Technic pieces right here that keeps this wheel in here is supposed to be red, which in my mind makes absolutely no sense whatsoever when they have black ones, and this is a piece that is very exposed. The rest of this build is very, very well like kept together, and there's no exposed weird pieces that you see or anything like that. And then they go ahead and make those red. I replaced them with black because I had to, but yeah, that is one of the biggest complaints that I have with this build, if I were to have any, and yeah. This set is by far, right now, by far, my favorite LEGO set for a myriad of reasons, and I think I've pretty well explained why this is my favorite set. I'm gonna go ahead and take the phone away. But essentially, this thing just, it works well, it's really amazing, and it even has power functions. There's just, I think some people, when this set first came out, they were like, oh, but it's playable. And it's just like, okay, well, go make a plastic thing that makes good sound, all right? We don't make plastic instruments for a reason. And making that a negative of this set is not even fair, because even without the power functions, this is a functionally perfect set. And then you add the power functions, which makes it quote-unquote playable in a sort of, you know, less than real sense. But it's just, it's perfect, all right? I don't know what else to say. It's just amazing, and I hope you guys have the chance to check this set out. If you like pianos, if you like music, if you like LEGO, if you like any of those three things, please go and see if you can find this set somewhere and at least look at it, because if you can't own it, it's at least worth just experiencing this as a whole. It's amazing. 10 out of 10, 5 out of 5, perfect LEGO set in my eyes. And it's LEGO ideas, so that means somebody else came up with this idea and then LEGO was like, yeah, that's a good idea. And they went ham with it, and it's just perfect. I know I've said that a lot now, but I hope you get the point. It's a great set. If you didn't know this existed, or for some reason you haven't seen this, I don't know, go check out more about it, because it's worth it. And yeah, that is actually all I have to say about this. I'm sure you know how the buttons work down there by now again, so do click them as you please. And thanks again for watching. Mr. HiYodaPanda, out.